everybody, and welcome back to another little video. And I can't believe that it's nearly the end of July already. How on earth did it get to the end of July? Yeah, this year, as we always say every year, and especially in the summer, where does the time go? Well, I hope that you're all enjoying your summer so far, and you know, managing to do creative things. Are you painting? Are you everything I've asked before in other videos? What are you up to? I love to hear what people are creating. It's always fun to hear what you're up to. So today I'm going to share a couple of things with you, and I'm going to be making a new demo video to show you how to make one of these. So first of all, I'm going to show you my little miniature canvases. So these are 4x4 inch, and so I created these digital collages, lots and lots of layers. I create in Procreate. I love Procreate. I'm having so much fun with that. And so I make these digital collages with lots of different individual images and layers, and then I print them off. They have to be laser printed because when you use a gel medium or any kind of medium, if you do an inkjet printout, it tends to make the ink run. At least that's what I found. I found when I get something laser copied or printed, it works perfectly well for sealing with you know, all the different gel mediums or varnishes. The colours don't run, and yeah, they stay really sharp. The colours they've come out really nicely on this one. So these were a couple that I created thinking of summer, you know, so mermaids, the ocean, a little bit different. Some people might find them a little strange. I actually quite like them because they've got that kind of whimsical feel, you know, to them. So I like that. So the video demo that I'm actually going to work on is for these. And so these are little just wood slices, and I'm making little ornaments, little hanging ornaments out of these. So there we go. And they're so simple. They're really easy. Honestly, I mean, children would have so much fun making these. I was a kindergarten teacher for a long time, and this is the sort of project that I think would be really fun to do with children too. And you can paint them, but these are collaged, and yeah, and they're really fun to make. They'd make lovely gifts, and you can make them any theme. Obviously, I mean, at the moment I'm in a summer frame of mind, so I'm making summer themed ones, but I'm thinking that, you know, as the year progresses, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you know, all those sort of fun holidays, these would be great to make. And again, as I say, how lovely to make these as gifts for friends and family. You know, there's something really special about receiving a handmade gift. So yeah. As you've probably seen on my other last few videos, I've been spending a lot of time in my garden. It brings me a lot of joy and pleasure, and I really miss it when summer is over. But it's my happy place in the summertime, and for someone with fibromyalgia as myself, I find being out in the sunshine and just in the garden around nature, it helps tremendously. My pain levels go down quite a lot during the summertime, so it's nice to make the most of it and enjoy. So anyway, that aside, I will set everything up to do the video demo, and I hope you enjoy. And thank you so much for watching and sticking with me. I still enjoy doing these. I wish I could do them more frequently, but it's always fun when I can actually get to do these for you. So I will be back soon, and take care, everybody. Okay, bye for now. Well, hello everybody, and here we go with a new little demo. So I've kind of prepared a few things here just to make it a little bit easier. And so here are the wood slices. Let me just zoom out a tiny little bit here so you can see. So there's lots of different sizes that you can get. I'm actually choosing the slightly larger size, and to make it a little bit easier to show you, I've already glued down the background paper, and basically all I did to get that, I wanted to wait for it to dry, you see, so that's why I've done it before. So basically all you do is find some paper that you like. I'm going to grab something just quickly over here. So I love these vintage papers, and then basically I'll turn that over and get a pencil, cut around, and then basically with my bigger scissors, there we go, and then just cut roughly, and it really doesn't have to be exactly because I'm going to show you what we do after it's stuck down to the wood. This isn't the one we're going to be using, I just wanted to show you how I do it. So here's your piece, and then I'm not going to stick it, but then you basically pop it on here once you've put a layer of Mod Podge or whatever sticky stuff you like to use, and then pop it down there and then rub it all over so you don't get any air bubbles. Once that's dry, which we are at this point here, to smooth the edges, I take a nail file and basically just go around the edge of the paper, and it kind of softens the edge and helps it kind of blend in a little. And I don't need things to be perfect, honestly. I mean, you could use a little sanding block if you want to, but I found that a nail file, you know, it works. Okay. And then once I can feel it's all nice and smooth around the edge, there we go. I'm going to take just an old brush and just brush, sorry, I think I went out of the camera there, didn't I? Brush around the edges just to get any of the dust off there. You might want to wear a little mask while you're doing this if you don't want the dust going into your mouth or your nose, but it's not too much. So okay, so that's already nice and smooth around the edge and ready for us to assemble our little collage on the top. I'm just going to, there we go. There we go. Perfect. So let me get rid of this. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is pick out the images that we would like to use. Now I love fairies and angels, and I really love her. I think she's beautiful. So you want to see, this is where the hole is here. So I don't want her obviously going over there, but I want to kind of roughly, just without gluing anything down, I'm going to take some of my images. I kind of like this big flower just as an extra layer. So if we pop the flower maybe here perhaps, and then I can stick that up in there a little bit more. You know what I might do with the flower is actually, I'm going to remove this little stem and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so it's not so huge. Just a little bit off the ends there. Okay, so if I pop this here, and then roughly speaking, yeah, and then I don't know if this is going to be too much, but I have this little squirrel. See, the squirrel can join. Is that too much? I'm not sure. Let's have a look at the composition. I actually quite like that because it's nature, she's with her friends. Okay, let's do that. So what we're going to do next is I'm using Mod Podge Matte because I don't want it to be shiny, and I'm just using a really old paintbrush that I'm not bothered about getting all gunked up. I do wash them, but you know, once you use them for things like Mod Podge and stuff, I tend not to use them for painting. Okay, so just not super thick, but you want enough on there so it's going to be enough for the images to stick. Oops, sorry, keep going away from the camera there, don't I? Do I need to zoom out a little bit more? Just a teensy little bit. There we go, that's better. Okay. So now, let me pop that over here. So now I want to, I'm not going to press it down so I can still move it. Put the flower and my lovely fairy image. Now I think that flower needs to just be moved up a little bit. There we go. And then I think we'll pop our lovely fairy here, and I will need to put some Mod Podge under here too. And then her little squirrel friend can go here. What do you think? Because I want a room for a word there, so I think that's pretty good. Now the reason I'm holding this in my hand is because I have my little I'm filming with my phone, of course, and it's on a little tripod, but the tripod is shaky. You can tell I haven't done this for a while, so I'm going to do this one-handed. Here we go. And I'm going to take the squirrel off there for now so I can just, there we go. I am a little bit out of practice, aren't I? I do apologise. And then I'm just going to hold it around the edge here, pop some over here, and this will seal all the papers and protect them. There we go. And I don't mind if I can see the paint mark, you know, the lines of the brush, because I think it adds more texture. At least that's what I think anyway. Now I'm going to pick up, oh, no I'm not. Now I am. Okay, let's pick up Mr. Squirrel here, or Mrs. Squirrel, and we're going to pop them just there. And because there's already some Mod Podge there, we just need to pop a little bit on the top there. Now as you can see, it's all milky, but it dries perfectly clear. And it doesn't take too long to dry actually, so that's good. There we go. So now we've got the images on there, which I think looks kind of sweet. I like to put a little word or a phrase. So let's just zoom in a tiny bit there. Okay, so let's take a look. Now I actually quite like, whoop, daydreams. There we go. Sorry, that was a bit blurry. And I'm going to pop that actually just here. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep zooming in and out. I don't blame you if you don't click like on this video. There we go. And now we just wait for it to dry. Now once this is dried, I'll think about, you know, would I like to add any sparkly? Well, of course I'm going to want to add some sparkly, but the thing is I can't quite add it yet because it's still wet. So you can kind of see on my others, I'll do a little close up here. You can see where I've added the glitter glue here, and I actually go all the way around so you can kind of get like a nice sparkly out edge there. And I did the same with this one too, so you can see. And I don't know, you don't have to add any sparkle at all. I mean, I just like it. I think this is one of my favorites. It's a very sweet, kind of gentle image, and it sort of reminds me of me when I'm in the garden. I just close my eyes and dream and take it all in and enjoy the flowers and everything. So okay, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I am a little bit rusty on doing these. I do apologise, but I do hope you enjoyed. And I will be back again. I might do some watercolour painting next time. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will be back soon. Okay, take care. Bye, everybody.